Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
The future.
How are you?
Comment ça va? Comment ça va?
Comment ça va? Non, pas possible.
Ça va bien, merci. Et
Oh.
papa fume
You
une
say,
pipe.
yeah,
Ça
très bien.
parfait.
Très bien.
Hi, Peter Mohan. How are you?
Oh, Peter and Ricky Southfield.
It's Akin. Now it's Akin with the t-shirt.
Oh, or it's a kind of t-shirt.
Majestic King.
Oh, yes, the king. The king lion? No.
Hi.
King of the North. It's from Game of Thrones.
Oh, sorry.
I know that. I know that.
Oh, Tawana.
You are a Lannister. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 My
Hello.
voice is back.
Yes, you are there. So
I
Welcome, everyone.
Face. Look at you, Lembed, all serious, and I see my Peter. Hi, Jacob.
And there she
Hi,
is.
Jose.
My
Hi.
gorgeous DJ.
Yay!
In Peru,
I'm even wearing my shirt today. Look.
Oh,
yes,
beautiful.
in Venezuela, your hair is cerro prendido.
Hi.
I think we are live.
Hi, look at you, Ida. You look sexy in your shirt. I like it. I like
Beautiful.
it. Justice Committee representing.
We are
Beautiful
indeed.
color.
Thank you.
That's it.
We are indeed live.
Lemmy.
We are indeed live. Sorry to
Well, let's
stop
hope
the
it
party.
lights a fire.
Don't cry, Jose.
Hi, John.
I need wash too much my hair. That is the reason, because my blue is out. Because
no one be pretty as you like a lavender.
Here's so warm.
Like a lavender.
Yes,
Right,
I need
currently
this.
live. Yeah, let's get
A
going.
permanent fire like you.
It's good to see everybody. How is the sound with me at the moment? Is it better or worse than before? Is it okay?
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, I had the problem with my headset in the first meeting. So welcome. Thank you. We are live. Thank you, Rebecca, for the countdown. Now, question for you is, how are you all? It seems to me that you are very positive. So I'm happy to say to the world, this is the true character of Asgardia, the world's first space nation and the world's first fully functioning digital democracy. What we do in this meeting is having a conversation about all the things that are happening fairly short one today because we meet again on Saturday, 1300 UTC. Normally, we have a fairly short meeting when we do that. Just to explain, as Chair of Parliament, my job is to serve the people you see here. And we work together to achieve the first child born in space and the first permanent human space habitation. So thank you all for being here. In a minute, I'll summarize. Going for 5 things. Let me just go through them, and then we'll go to Peter. First one.
Now you're breaking up.
Okay, hang on.
That better? Can you hear me better now?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I think that headset is probably needing to retire. Right, so the first thing is that we have our Asgardia Legislative Forum on Saturday from 1300 UTC to 1700. Probably we don't need all that time, but that's the maximum time that we have. I'm very grateful for the fact that we have the team here who hopefully will be attending on the day. The agenda is self-explanatory. One of the big things I want to discuss is the agenda that you want me to take to the Corfu Summit in Corfu with the head of nation around 11 August. So we don't need to discuss that tonight. Let's discuss that on Saturday. And then I want to make sure I have a list of the things you want me to cover. That's exciting. Secondly, I want to ask at the head of at the Corfu Summit if we're having a physical sitting this year. I'll ask head of nation about that. It is his decision, but I'll find out. And as you know, my preference is Istanbul. If we do that, I think it's a good and easy place for people to get to. The alternative would be Dubai. It might be something else, some other place, but let's find out. And I can't promise. I don't know what head of nation's plan is on that, but it will be his decision in the end. So I'll let you know what he says. Third of the 5 things. Welcome to Sarah Evie Clark. I'll put a formal letter out saying that Sarah is the official chair of the Finance Committee. Well done. And working actually with others, including Jason Berry. So Sarah, I need to be here to support you and help you any way I can. But that's really exciting. It's a great thing to finally have a chair of that part, that committee. And I know you're going to do a brilliant job of it as well. I like your hat and your sunglasses. Clearly no thunderstorm yet today, but who knows what the future offers. So thank you very much indeed for being here, Sarah, and thanks for taking on that role. 4 of 5 things. I'm working on the Foreign Affairs Act. We have a lot of feedback from different people. When I've finished putting the feedback in, I will share it with the Justice Committee, with Mark Beer, who's the Minister for Justice, John Fine, who's been heavily involved, and others. If you want to be involved, that's fine. You're welcome to be involved. It's a big job. It's a big job. I'm 5% of the way through it, and it's already taken me hours because we got some good feedback, but it's creating a lot of extra work. This is, in the view of the head of nation, an absolutely mission critical piece of work. That's why I'm spending so much time on it. And it's one of the agenda items in Corfu. That's why we didn't have a third reading debate on it at the last digital sitting. Huge piece of work, really important. So I'm working on that. And big thank you to Ferda for all the huge amount of work she's done on this as well. And the last thing from me is that we'll talk about LifeShip. This is the rocket that is going to the moon with our DNA. I hopefully it does not explode on the way. That is still available. And I hope that you will think about being involved on that. I have now sent samples from my family, which will go to the moon. I hope that my children and their children will look up and say, part of our family is up there. In a way, it's us going into space, literally. And I think that's an exciting thing to think about. Big thank you to Cheryl Gallagher for what she's done on that. And then those are my big things. Now let's go to Peter, the deputy chair, who held a meeting with the chairs of committees. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Chair. It was a very quiet meeting. We were quite well attended, but not a lot to say because, like always happens, everybody's keeping their powder dry for the ALF on Saturday. So there was nothing really specific, general items, and John Fines was good, as he always is, kept us amused. But there's not a great deal to report back to this meeting, save that the chairs of the committees are all actively working all towards the great end that we all share. And the first step with that is the ALF on Saturday, and hopefully we'll all be there working hard and supporting you, Chair.
Thanks very much indeed. You always do. The big work coming to you the next day is the Foreign Affairs Act. It's a huge piece of work, and I'm just working on this now. So I'm looking forward to seeing people's feedback on that as well. Right, now to everybody else who would like to make any contribution. Jakob, good to see you.
Yes, hello. I've got a question and a comment. A question is, so you said that the meeting at Corfu, which is, I guess, a SSC meeting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Also,
and it is
the Supreme Space Council meeting. But it's Corfu Summit and also the Supreme Space Council meeting. Yeah.
Very good. And it is around 11th of August.
Well, I arrive on the 11th and then it's 12, 13, 14.
Aha. Oh, okay, like that. Okay, very good. Okay, so but my comment was that is I am you asked whether we should talk during the ALF about things that you could ask head of nation, and I am currently drafting a set of questions for subjects and questions with them for head of nation to hand over to him during that Corfu meeting, that SSC meeting. But I won't send it via the ALF and do it via the ALF because I'm a minister, so I should do it via our Prime Minister, Lena. And also because I might not be able to join coming Saturday because my twin daughters have their birthday then, so I have to go there. So yeah, it happens. But I'm quite interested in the things that we come up with and what Parliament comes up with to ask head of nation, because I think there's lots of things that we can discuss and quite a few things that we could ask him what his vision is on things. I won't say anything now because I'll write them down and maybe I might also send you a copy, Lambert, so that I'm sure that it will get to his hands. But of course, I'll try to do that via the official government channel, via my official way to do that.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm very happy to assist if I can. That would be my pleasure. And I have to say, I find these meetings at Head of Nation very motivating. They're exciting because they're serious about future and they're very honest. So I hope that we can usefully do this. I hope we can usefully do something really important there. TJ, you're next.
Hello. Okay, so I just have a few things I wanted to go over and mention, and then to ask as well. So the Justice Committee has been kind of quiet because we've had some periodic things going on with weather in one country and so on and so forth. But we are still working diligently to make sure that we're maintaining consistency. With the conflict resolution, it's something that we haven't talked about in a while. I know that I already did a very lengthy presentation at one point during one of our weekly meetings. So I don't want to go over all of that because we're going to present the core principles, whether it be at this ALF or not at this ALF, but at the next ALF. Either way, it is being finalized. I have like a few more things that need to be detailed, but we have a glossary of terms. We have a very lengthy amount of information that we had to kind of compile down. With that being said, I just want to make sure that everyone that didn't get the opportunity to comment or provide feedback on it, you know, you're more than welcome to comment to any one of the members of the Justice Committee so that we can update it accordingly, because we do want to present it in the most appropriate way, because we are talking about a very sensitive subject. The other thing that I wanted to discuss was there are other pieces of legislation that we're going to be presenting, one in regards to authorship. Another one, we'll be talking about modifying the difference in language and how we discuss our official languages. There has been some discussion about possibly broadening those terms so that it's not as, so that it's more inclusive. So there might be some amendments, particularly to Article 27 of the Constitution, as well as some amendments to two pieces of other really important legislation, specifically the pieces of legislation that represent the legislative review flow for the Justice Committee to accommodate our current processes that we have established with our minister at this moment. So that is coming. And then I did want to bring up, and I know it's been a long time since we even talked about the eclipse, but I did want to talk just for a second, just to make sure that this is one of the ask questions. I have a presentation that I've been wanting to kind of give to everyone, but I have been finalizing a few things. There were a lot of things that took place that caused the process to take a little bit longer. Some individuals suffered serious injuries and were unable to accommodate certain things. I am communicating with that individual to kind of make sure that we kind of fix that process. And I wanted to make sure that everyone was well aware that the funds are secure and none of the money has been used for any reason. And I'm not releasing the funds until the rest of the process is complete or I get permission to do so. But I did want to let everybody know that I would like to present a presentation on it. And since Sarah is the finance chair and Jason Berry is also in that committee, there are two vital individuals that I need permission, along with Teresa Jones as well, to be able to present this entire, if you guys can, well, you can't see it, but it's a whole folder full of financial information and so on and so forth, which is stuff that we typically don't discuss in a live setting because it is financial information. So I do need to get permission to do so. But I would like to at least say something about it because I know that some of the individuals that purchase patches for their residential renewals, I want to make sure that their renewals are accommodated so that they're not paying additional funds out of pocket for money that they already contributed towards that. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was well aware that it's still alive and it's still there, but they've been secured and locked down until the other processes are finalized. There are things like shirts that need to be distributed, the patches that need to be distributed, and we need to make sure, or I need to make sure that those are done before releasing the funds. So if I could either speak to someone or whoever is in charge of being able to give me that permission. I know that the PR, like Rebecca, will need to be involved so that she can do what she needs to do during our live settings. If it's something that we can do separate, either way, I would like to make sure that I get to present the information and at least show everybody what that event produced and how powerful it was, because we have the moon event that is current and live, and we need to promote that one just as much. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, individuals didn't lose hope that these events were for personal gain or any other ideas that were conjured up because of what took place. It was a very successful event, I will say that, and we did raise quite a bit of money. And I was very, very proud to be a part of the process. So I was very proud. You know, I'm proud of everyone that was involved. And once again, you know, I've apologized many times, many times, but it's no longer apologies. It's just moving forward and creating the work to make sure that all of that stuff gets done. So I want to get the money out. So as long as we can do that, then we're good. And that was pretty much it.
That is a lot. Thank you. I always want people to feel able to do things. I don't want them to feel restricted. So anytime, let's just have a chat, and I'll make sure that you're rewarded rather than punished for trying to take an initiative. I think that's really important. And that really matters to me. We can talk later if you wish to today as well.
Yes, please call me whenever. I'll be at home today.
All right, I'll call you later on then, probably in about 1 hour after we finish our meeting. That's good to see you. Good to hear your energy as well. It's great news.
Oh, really. Thanks.
And you've inspired Sarah to talk in a moment. First Ariadne, Ricky, then Sarah.
Of course. I was hoping she was going to.
Well, Ariadne, you're next.
Yes, I'm here. Do you hear me well?
Very well indeed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to all of you. Well, some things I think is good to discuss in private, but we don't have any meeting together to talking about things like what's happened with Ross Cheswright, what's happened with the calendar about the pets, if the residents are collaborated there. We want to know that. And the other thing, Ross Cheswright is as the chair of the Information and Communication Committee, and he needs to push to spread all about the life ship. And I don't know what's happened there. We need to create the things with the rules, respect the rules about it. We can go to spread the things without the hierarchy that we need to respect that. Maybe you are understand me well or not, but and other things, many discussion in the Parliament discuss channel appears about the situation of Asgardia in relation regarding the money and the other things about some commitments that we need to do. And I put some ideas in my channel of Science Committee, some proposals, and anybody says, oh, it's good, or it's not good, or it's trash, I don't know. Also, the only thing that makes a comment around is Rick Siglis. He says, oh, it's so pity because we don't have some things. We don't need to have the things to create the action because we are legislators. Mm-hmm. The action is in the hands of the ministers. If we can push them to create something with us. And another thing, where is Jennifer Gligoric? TJ is talking about money. We are not the creators of money. The creators of money are them, the ministers. We want to know what's about the Second Life. What is the increased money there? What is the possibilities if we have or not? And all the things we need to discuss. And in public, it's okay. That's good if you want it. That is the reason because I want more participation. And I'm not the only one that I want the participation in our space to work. I think many people is waiting for ideas, not for network collaborations. And well, I don't know what do you think about it, but I think we need to put in the action the situation that we have a task in the task. We have a channel to create discussions, but what discussions if we don't have proposals? If And if we have proposals, where is the people discussing in? Well, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Two things to say, and then I'll move on to Ricky, then Sarah. I want you to feel able to make any proposals you want. You should not worry in case other people disagree. The idea is that we work together to make things happen. And that's really important. The second thing is money. You're right. We have to make money. We have to make money. And that means also we get paid. Remember, we get paid if we make money. It's as simple as that. So I agree with your positivity there. Maybe we can talk about that a bit more on Saturday as well. We're talking about life ship, and maybe we can talk about other projects too. I really want you to feel that you're able to come forward with ideas. You'll be rewarded for it, not criticized. Ricky, you're next, then Sarah, then TJ.
Yes, I agree with their reaction because, you know, Parliament, we come up with the proposals for future laws and things like that, but it is up to the ministries to enact that. You know, you and me've had this discussion before. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to know, TJ, what was the article you were talking about in the Constitution? I didn't quite catch it.
27, the one regarding language.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And then if you want, I can send it to you in a message, the other two amendments, if you're interested.
Sure, go ahead. Thanks.
Thanks, Ricky. Sarah, you're next.
Sorry, we're on holiday and I'm driving, so bear with the ensemble. What was I gonna say? TJ, absolutely. We do need to circle back and finish this up just so we can get it finished and move on. I have not spoken to Teresa recently, so let's schedule a time that the four of us can just get on the call and get this finalized so we can get everything done. As far as finance, yes. I guess will be formally, I'll receive my formal letter so that we can get moving forward on finance. Ariadne, I always love your ideas. I've been poking my head around finance, but haven't really wanted to put the cart before the horse and do anything before I was approved to actually work with finance. So, but please, guys, ideas are like what is going to make Asgardia incredible. And really, just even the idea that is Asgardia has just been the foundation for like the future that we are creating. So please do not, sorry, I'm nerding. Please do not hesitate to put ideas forth, because even like the smallest idea can be transmuted into something incredible. So any idea is an amazing idea. Please, please, please feel free to put it forward. As you know, we're kind of starting from ground zero. So yes, I love the enthusiasm. There is a lot we need to do. And I know that this is going to be not the easiest of tasks, but it's definitely a task that we are up to and that we can succeed in. So yeah, please guys, email, drop ideas. I'm sure Lembet has a bunch of suggestions too. So as soon as everything is formalized, let's get started.
My biggest challenge at the moment is finishing this foreign affairs draft. After that, I'll be very happy. It's a huge job. I'm trying to do as much as I can so that others can finish their lot. But after that, I would be really happy. It'd probably be after now, after the after the Asgardia Letters Forum. Then very happy to talk with you when you're free. Same with TJ. TJ I'll call this evening, but briefly, because I have to keep working on this Foreign Affairs Act. Definitely the most complicated piece of work I've had to do. That's because of the amount of feedback, but that'll just be great. Thank you, Sarah. Let's go to TJ again.
Okay, so thank you, Sarah, for letting me know. So I will get in touch with you guys or send you guys all an email. And then I will show you what I have so far. And then we can go from there on that. And I know you're driving, so I'll probably touch base with you within the hour or so. And then as far as the, oh my gosh, my brain went, oh, Ariadne. Sorry, I was like, bloop, it was gone. Ariadne, I definitely love the comments. I did want to comment though, as far as participation and energy, I will agree. There has been a huge decline in my opinion. I wouldn't say like huge, but I have noticed a decline in participation and just like activity and like mood and persona. I wanted to see if there was an idea, and maybe I can present this at another time, depending on who is here that is a part of the APC. But like, couldn't we utilize the APC, since it is a part of like under the Ministry of Manufacturing and the AIS? The whole purpose of them is to help finalize, and collaborate and coordinate between parties and events and groups, because that is the whole purpose and facilitate the whole purpose of them facilitating project management. Is there a way for them to be able to like combine forces where the APC could coordinate with whoever in the administration that's being suggested to develop some sort of at least blueprint or plan of action for individuals like the one like us in the eclipse and a moon event, so that it's not so, because I did see something that took place where we have to kind of tiptoe around what we can share as far as media is related and what we can, and who we have to ask for that. And there's been a lot of question as far as things like that when events come up, so that we're not kind of putting the foot down on people being creative, especially in their local areas. Because I would love to be able to represent Asgardia in my area. I know a lot of other people do as well. And like Ariadne, she is very big on the Gazeta that she runs, and she is constantly doing stuff. So I just want to make sure that people aren't getting discouraged, because I think that's potentially what may have happened. And I know that that wasn't the intention, but I think it's just a matter of I don't think we've experienced anything like these events before. And so I would love to see more of it, and not and more collaboration and not so much discouragement, because now it's starting to spill over into legislation, and there are so many pieces out there that are so vital. I think it's just a matter of, we want to make sure that we're being respectful and who we can talk to, who we can present the information to, and so on and so forth. So that's the only thing I was thinking of is there a way for us to create a group or make that group have more roles so that it can attach to something like that to create more events, or so on and so forth. But I'm sure it'll probably be better at another time, but I at least wanted to present, or at least ask the question if we could do that.
It's always down to individuals when things happen. It's always down to individuals. And so I think that it's great to have these ad hoc groups, and I think it'd be really helpful. My view is the way to do this, you have an idea, you work who the right people are to work on that group, and then you get the result. And I as you know, I always want people to feel that they're able to actually carry out the work that they need to carry out, without feeling that they always have to check and get permission. It just takes too long. Just trying to think, how about this on a Saturday? So do you want to raise this on Saturday at some point, maybe at the beginning, and just ask people, while I'm making the announcements, ask for volunteers, and let's just put that team together. We can put everyone together from Parliament. It's completely in our hands.
I would love that. I think a lot of people would love that.
Yeah, so just work out then, therefore, what you're trying to do, who would be best to help you, and then you take it from there. Because you'll know better than anybody else who you think would be best for this.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's
I'll
good.
reach-
Let's take advantage of the day. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great.
Right. Okay. Right. Great. That's great. We've made some progress, so that's very useful. We did something. We achieved something.
Yay!
Ariadne again.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I think not in other local places, we have the residents that we need and that we wish, we want, yes. But we are a digital nation. The most important is to create the involved environment with the people. This is the challenge that we have at this moment, to create that, the collaboration and the feedback of the residents with us. And the other thing is, if we have an event like the live ship, for example, well, what is the vision about the people on that? I want to create the idea, but not me. That is the reason, because in the channel of live ship, I say, well, the other collaboration of the others, with a clip of audio or with a little bit clip of video and audio. What do you think about live ship? People from the Asgardia, residents from Asgardia, are you participating here or not? I want to know that. If the people say it's a dream, it's perfect, it's beautiful, I am there. I want to go to the lounge, not only with us, the residents. And for that situation, we need to create the announce, to create the resonance of them, not to us, to Asgardia. And that is the reason, because I want to know, where is Ross Cheswright? What is the initiative of him in all that things? Because he is the chair of the information and communication. And well, I request to Lembit, please talking with him and invite to collaborate with the events that we want to create, not for us, for Asgardia. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, the simple strategic answer to this is, once again, you are all empowered to do anything that you want and use me as a servant. That's really as simple as that. In terms of Ross Cheesewright, I will contact him again and see how he is doing. I think that's all I can do. I can't make people come to events, but I hope that they do. I think when they feel progress is being made, they are more likely to come. Let's go to Sarah again.
One of the biggest challenges that we have had, and this was definitely a takeaway from the Dallas event, is the ability to contact residents and just citizens of Asgardia, because like their information is, I mean, it's obviously it's protected. And so I think in the future, moving forward, one of the things that we're going to have to do, and this would probably go with information and communications, is just to come up with a way that we can safely and securely contact like specific demographics, whether it's Texas or Dallas or Houston or Alabama or California or San Francisco. We need to find like a safe and amenable way with ministry and with government that we can communicate with like specific people in specific areas. So sadly, we stumbled across this. Sadly, it's just not as easy as saying, oh, Rebecca, who is amazing and who does everything. But we can't just say, Rebecca, please text everybody in Dallas. That's simply not the way it works. And so this is also something that we are going to have to address in the future. And And so, yeah, it's really not a matter of somebody not doing it. It's a matter of us figuring out a way that it can be done, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you totally. It's not can we do it, it's how do we do it. And I feel now one of my great duties is to make sure that I ensure that people are not stopped in their work by other obstructions that we can avoid. That's what I think. I really do think that. Right, good. Anybody else? Okay, couple of action steps for me in about an hour. I'm very happy, TJ. I'll call you in about an hour. I just need to do a bit more on this Foreign Affairs Act and call some people. I'll call you in about 1 hour. And Evie, maybe we can speak after the app. The ALF, not the app. The ALF. That's okay. Okay, great. I just wonder if there's anything else that we need to cover. I think that's probably everything for now. Thank you. Just let me go to any other business. Raise your hand if you want to raise anything. Asgardia Legislative Forum this weekend. Some of you have a bit of work to do now on that. Just remind me, TJ's got something to remind me at the opening part, and we'll ask for volunteers. The people there are most likely to be the ones who are going to volunteer. Secondly, think about, TJ, what you want us to do. I'll talk to you about this on the phone later. What you want to do specifically, and then we can work forward on that. Thirdly, think about what you want me to, in terms of projects. Thirdly, what do you want me to raise with the head of nation? Then I can take that shopping list. And fourthly, this big job, once I got the Foreign Affairs document into better shape, even better shape, with the feedback that I've got, then I'll share it with you as well. Anything else you want to cover? Okay, good meeting. Thank you. Got to 29, so we'll stop at 14. There are some autopilots here as well, so I might shut it down a bit before then. So please be there at 1300 UTC on Saturday, day after tomorrow, in most places. Thank you, everyone. And TJ will give you a call in about 1 hour. I'll tell you now, it's 1842 here now, so I'll call you 1942, 2000. 2000.
Yeah. Even if you're a little, if you need to go a little later, that's okay. I'll be in my office today.
It'll probably be around there. Yeah.
Good night, Chairman Lambert.
Good to see you. Good
day. Guys, I'm so happy I got to see all of you.
Long life and
it makes me so happy.